everybody. Good evening. Thank you, Greetings, McCary. Very sweet. Thank you. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, look at this beautiful face right here. Cleveland Joe, ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Cleveland Joe Ricottone, my man.
Vinny.
How are you this evening?
I'm good, brother. How are you?
Good.
I'm not too good. Actually, my Bills just lost. They're not my Bills. You know I'm a Browns fan, but Buffalo is my backup team. I grew up just north of Buffalo in Hamilton, Ontario, a very Sicilian town.
Nice.
And, the Bills lost tonight. They're a classic. They just choked again. So
it's been a year
trying to get out of my funk.
It's been a year of surprise. Look at the Eagles. They were the best team in football, as me and Sal said. And look what happened. They so what are you going to do?
What are you going to
do? I still think the Italian in me still thinks it's fixed. One day we're going to be old geezers, watch TV. It's going to come out. It was fixed for all these years.
Yeah, like the Zapruder film.
Yeah, the Zapruder tapes.
I'm trying to read these things. I can't see without these glasses on, but when I put the glasses on, I get the glare. So it's one or the other.
That's okay. Well, you got some people saying hello to you. Rings by Carol. You got Chris the Hobby Guy. A lot of great friends here that love you, and they're wonderful people. I just love them all. Thank you. We got Steve Salerni. What's up? You got the Stromboli Boss. So many people to mention. Ray.
Boss.
Oh, my goodness.
Hey, Boss.
Hats by Red Wolf. We got a lot of good people on here. God bless each and every one of you. If I forgot anybody, please comment. All right, so Joe, we're going to talk a little business now. So first of all, I mean, obviously, I think I tell you enough times here. I love all your content, funny. The latest one with Baldessari over there was great with the Nave, man. Ah, God, I can't get enough of you, Joe. And you were gone for a little bit, and everybody was we had your picture on some milk cartons. It was a little scary time for us.
It was a couple of things going on. I was waiting for my hip operation, and it got canceled, and I was a little bummed out about that. And I just needed a little bit of a get back to the family. I promised my kids I'd shut it off over the holidays because they felt ripped off last year with me being glued to this thing. You know how it can get addicting.
Oh yeah, I know all about it. Well, I had I was going to say maybe we could have gave you a cooler story, like maybe somebody kidnapped you. We had to assemble an elite squad of people to come save you and rescue you. But we'll go with what you said. That's fine.
That's actually what happened, and Sal came and saved me.
Right, we had Baldessari come down with the. He came off the helicopter and jumped in, and
that's
it was a big shootout. Make a long story short, you're safe and you're home. That's all.
I'm safe and I'm good. How are you?
All is well, brother. All is well. We got Sal says, "What's up, Joe?" He likes the Lucas St. Buca glasses.
I want to be just like you, Sal.
Awesome. Hello, Aquilina.
And that's that.
We got some nice people here. Aquilina, what's up? How you doing? Victor, we got some nice comments. Joe, if you see anything on the screen you want to give a shout out, please feel free. I feel bad because the comments are covering your face a little bit. I'm not sure how to get around that.
That's okay. No worries. I don't like that. How's that?
Yeah, maybe if you shift a little bit to your left, maybe. I don't know. There you go. Yeah, a little bit more. There you go. So we'll still see you. We'll still see. I don't know how to get rid of. I mean, we want the comments, but there's got to be a way not to, totally hide you. All right. Well, that's one of the obstacles when we go live. No big deal. But we got some beautiful people out there. Now, how long have you been on social media, Joe? What got you sparked? What sparked your interest to do what you're doing on there?
Well, I had a personal page, and I was just, when I moved from, I don't know if you know this, I used to live in Canada. I'm Canadian. Born and raised Hamilton. Born and raised Hamilton, Ontario, very in the north end of Hamilton, Sicilian. Hamilton is to Toronto what Philadelphia is to New York. It's like, everybody thinks Hamilton is second class to New York or to Toronto. And I don't know, maybe Philadelphians have the inferiority complex to New Yorkers because they get crapped on a lot, That's how it was for me in Hamilton. But where am I going with this? What was the question?
Well, what sparked your interest to get involved with social media?
So I had a personal page, and I used to post all my food. My wife would cook me beautiful dinners, and I would put pictures of pasta, chicken cutlets, sausage on the grill, whatever I would cook too. And all my friends used to say, "You should be a foodie, man. You love food." And I'm always posting, eating hot dogs in the East End of Cleveland, going to these dive bars and eating. I was a big hot dog guy outside of the pasta. So. And then that was for years. People were saying you should do this, and I just fluffed it off. And then 2021, the election year when the world went nuts, I had to do something to get my mind off of the way the country was, and the politics was crazy. And I needed to get diverted because I was getting too stressed out and emotionally charged by what was going on in the country. And because I left Canada, which is, kind of a socialist country, and I came to America to escape that. And then, I found myself like, here we go. So I'm starting the food page before I go out on my mind. I'm going to actually do it for fun on January 27th, a couple of weeks after the crazy time down there in Washington. I started this on my brother's birthday, January 27th. It's coming up to 3 years now. So I just started messing around, posting this, doing some jokes here and there, and it just kind of took off. And here we are.
Oh, it's great stuff, man. You got a great knack for comedy. I mean, it's not just about the comedy. It's actually about you cook great food, too, so you have the duality about you. Real quick, I just want to give a big shout-out to Frank Diesel, also known as my buddy Frank Cucci over at Italian Sicilians Do It Better. Everybody, listen carefully. Italian Sicilians Do It Better. The best. Go check them out.
Frankie's a great guy.
Wonderful people. They're my favorite. Out of all of them, my favorite. I'm going to go on record and say that. So going back,
he's up on that with us. You know that on that collab.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. That's why it's. You know why I was wondering too. I said, you know why? Wow, it's like everywhere. Very good.
That's good. My dog's moving in on me here. Marty here. Everybody knows Marty from social media.
There goes Marty.
He's on my lap. He's my standby guy.
Awesome. Well, so again, the food is awesome. So, what did the love of cooking? Did it come from somewhere? Have you always kind of taken around with it, or what?
Again, I grew up in the north end of Hamilton, and I would walk down the street, and you'd smell the food coming out of the bakeries and all the Italian food in the neighborhood. And we'd be out on the street playing football and smelling that food. And I'd come in, and my mother would have beautiful food on the table. My mother and father cooked up a storm every night, and they were, you'd hear Frank Sinatra playing in the background. They'd be cooking pasta, steak, whatever. And it was a passionate family. My father played the piano. He always had people coming over, would be singing and eating all the time. And I just love food. What Italian doesn't?
Oh, yeah. Now, look, the Italian culture, let's face it. Anybody that knows anything about the Italian culture, it's the food is more than just survival. It's a spiritual ritual. And look, man, there's something to be said about that. There's that connection. Anybody who really is passionate about cooking or eating, for that matter, you have to do it because you like it. Anyone who cooks because they have to, the taste isn't there. It's just not. You have to do it because you love it.
I never understood people that ate just to survive. It's you gotta. It's to me. It's like this is the best part. The bread and the sauce after, and my father everything was always the best part. That's the best part. You said the thing was the best part. Everything was the best part with my father. So everything he cooked was always the best part the next day. But my father was a great cook. Men are great cooks. Yeah. My wife's a beautiful cook. I mean, she was taught by basically my mother. When we moved from Florida to Canada, I met my wife from Florida, and when I brought my wife back to Canada, my mother took her under her wings and taught her so much. And now it's like eating my mother's food.
Well, you're a very lucky man, because that's to have that continuity of cuisine. You like that? Is a special thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I enjoy cooking. I enjoy cooking. It's not like we have a whole lot of time. How it is. There's so much going on, but when you get, Sunday's always a great day, right? The sauce or the gravy, the debate rages on, whatever it's called.
Where are you on that?
On what? Oh,
on the sauce gravy.
Well, South Philly, we could call it gravy. That's South Jersey, South Philly. It's I don't really know where the origins that came from.
Well, apparently the gravy is if you have the meat in it, the sausage, the pork, then it's a gravy. I don't know why people get so upset about it. It's actually quite funny when you see these people getting all uptight over what you call it. Who cares? Yeah. It's good.
There's enough room for it to be both.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
We have to find the happy compromise. Well, great. And then, so, obviously, Sorry, Frank. He said that hurt. Listen, I call it sauce sometimes too. I really do. So sometimes I'll call it sauce. Sometimes I call it gravy. I really don't do it like on purpose. So whatever comes out of my mouth, that's what it's called.
Nice.
So Joe, now we connected online. We did a couple little collaborations. It was a lot of fun. And I've seen you do some stuff with the Scarlatas and a lot of other people. Obviously, Baldazade, who's just an awesome guy. And it's all good quality, man. So you taught yourself, right, how to do these little edits and these little the camera tricks that you make happen.
Yeah, just for my daughter-in-law, my son's wife. She's amazing, a video person. She has her own page, and she's quite successful. And I'm like, you got to show me how to do these reels, or how to do these reels. She was busy, and I never really got a chance to show me a couple things. And the next thing you know, I'm just messing around, making mistakes, and it comes.
Yeah.
It kind of came naturally. I just, I don't know if I got lucky or what, but I'm not there yet. Like we're trying to get there, Vinny. We're trying to get there with some of these huge accounts. I don't know.
Yeah,
That algorithm.
It's something we talk about every day. Me, you, Sal. I talk to everybody about it. How do we do it? All right, real quick. Hats by Red Wolf. I don't care what you call it. Send me some. Joe Ricottone. I don't know if that's a family member. Says Sugo. All right, cool.
Somebody saying Sugo?
Well, that's Joe Ricottone. So I don't know if that's
my cousin Joe, the Sicilian from Hamilton, Ontario. It is Sugo. We call it Sugo. Right, good. In Hamilton, yeah, for sure. You
can't debate it. It's called Sugo.
The big
that's
fight about the sauce and is it sauce or is it gravy? Is more of an American thing. I'm from Hamilton, Ontario. We just eat. We like it.
Listen, you go to Italy, you say sauce or gravy, they look at you like, what the hell are you talking about? Going back, just like Ray from the Heights novel said, it's hard to reach new accounts. It is. I don't particularly like the fact that some people, I believe, I have no proof, have bought followers. I know it's controversial, but I'm seeing some of these people. I'm like, listen, you know how hard it is to get, viewers and followers.
The ones overnight, the ones overnight, they go from 10,000 to the next thing you know, they got 120,000. And you look for the reel that went viral that got them there, and sometimes they're there in some cases, and sometimes it's not. But I don't want to be sour grapes. You know what? I realize, we got to Vinny, we just got to put our content out there and not look the other way because we get sidetracked by, we feel like you're getting left behind with all these huge accounts that just grow. And it's like, you know what? You got to make yourself happy, put out your own content and let it ride. It is what it is.
No, I couldn't agree more. Joe, that's the deal, man. When you're a content creator and you're trying to get stuff and you're experimenting and you're trying to, you just gotta keep plugging away. Some stuff works, some stuff doesn't. I don't care. I don't delete anything. I leave it up there. If it's stupid, whatever. If it's good, it's good. I mean, it speaks for itself. But
it's like a diary. Why not keep it? Because if it didn't work out, you look back and you go, "That was hilarious." But it's a good memory.
Yeah, it's a tortoise and a hare kind of thing. All right. So Charity Carson says, "Where y'all at? No, who are y'all? Y'all are cute." Well, thank you. I will take that compliment. I'm sure Joe would appreciate it too. And I'm Vinny from South Philly in Philly, and this is Joe, Cleveland Joe, who I believe is in Cleveland.
I'm in the west side in Lakewood, Ohio. I mean, I'm 10 minutes from downtown.
Nice. Hi, Donna. How you doing? Let me just get a couple little. And if you see any highs you want to give out, Joe, or any special shout outs, feel free. DMA special Masala, hello to you. Friends, everybody, thank you for joining us. So let's get back to what we're talking about. I believe it is the tortoise and the hare concept here because I'd rather grow slowly and steadily than try to do something that's, BS. And then, it's so obvious too. People have, a million followers, but then they have like 3 comments when they post something. I mean, it's like crazy.
That's my favorite. Yeah. You hit it on the head. It's like, 200,000 followers. They get 17 likes and 2 comments. It's like, is this possible even?
And it boggles the mind, Joe.
Why would you Why would you want to make yourself look that ridiculous? I know. It's like men in our position can't afford to be made to look ridiculous.
We got to start calling them out on it, Joe. I think we need to start. We have to start a movement. I don't know what to call these people. I mean, imposters. Wannabes.
Fugazi.
I don't know. What is it?
The Fugazis.
That's it. The Fugazis with the Fugazi followers. I like it. What's up, Tri-State Goomba? What's up? Yeah, we gotta do something about this, you know. And yeah, we don't have to do a reel about it. I think we should come up. That's it. We're gonna have to do a reel, a interstate reel addressing the Fugazi followers. I think we're on to something with this. What do you think, folks? Give us your thoughts on that. What should we do about that?
Vinny, when I saw the one story you did the other day, and it was the same day I'm out in the backyard filming with the snow with Baldessera. We're on the same page spiritually.
Yeah.
And there it is. You're doing one too with him, but it's on a story. And is that your backyard you're looking out of? It looked beautiful.
Yeah.
That can't be South Philly.
Well, no, that's in parts, undisclosed parts. I can't say.
Okay.
It's like the Bat Cave. You can't say where it's at. No, South Philly would look a lot different from.
I was gonna say, wow, I was in South Philly a couple of times. It didn't look anything like that.
No. But I'm on the upper crust of South Philly.
Nice. That's nice.
Old school Italian American Prince and King of Cleveland from Tri-State Goomba, keeping it real with the Heights novel. Now, listen, I'll tell you what, at least you were brave enough to go outside. I said, the hell with that. I'm not going outside unless I'm going to start shoveling. So I waited.
Did you grow up in South Philly, though?
I grew up in 9th and Christian, 10th and Christian, which is right down the street from the Italian market. It's the heart
in the Paisan neighborhood.
Yeah. So like when everybody came over from Italy, they all settled in that neighborhood, the Italian market area, and then they kind of spread southward into other parts of South Philly, and then eventually South Jersey, or everywhere else in the world. But that was pretty much the sprawl, the Italian market area, and then south or wherever else. And that neighborhood's pretty interesting too, because. And not many people know it unless you're from South Philly, or even if you're from South Philly, a lot of people don't know. But that whole neighborhood has a series of underground tunnels that they used during Prohibition, and pretty cool, man. And it's been sealed, but they are there. I know people that actually used to go down there. They're like old men that are now they're in their 80s that used to go down there as children and play in them.
Wow. That's very cool. Hamilton has underground tunnels too.
Yeah,
I bet. In Hamilton, Ontario, where I was born, it looks like Brooklyn.
Oh,
very much.
No kidding.
In fact, they've done movies in Hamilton because it does look like Brooklyn. There's been I think Spider-Man and the Hulk was filmed in Hamilton, Ontario, because they depicted it to pretend it was New York. So where I'm from in the North End, when I go to Brooklyn, it's like I feel like I'm at home. It's literally. And the Italians in New York, in Brooklyn, and Hamilton, you wouldn't even know the difference other than the New York accent.
Nice. Yeah, well, I have some cousins up there. I'm not sure if they're in they're probably in Montreal, but there's a lot. I always find it interesting how there's so many Italians up in Canada. I mean, I guess I always thought of it as a French province, and most of the Italians would just come further south. But it's really cool to know that they're up there.
My grandparents came from Sicily, a town called Roccamuto, which is like 80 miles from Corleone. You know them. And they landed in New York Harbor in the shadow of their story. I remember their story. They were like, oh my gosh, it's the Statue of Liberty. And they lived in New York for like a month, and then they moved to Buffalo, New York, and then they went to Hamilton, Ontario. And, that's where I grew up. And just thinking about what you talking about growing up in the south end of Philly, in the Italian section, you must have loved all the smells that were coming out of those houses. You must have smelled the succo coming out of the house.
Oh yeah. I mean, growing up there in the early 80s and into the 90s and 2000s. But I remember, like yesterday, you would smell the Sarcone's Bakery around the corner with the fresh bread every day. You had Dante and Luigi's, which I could throw a stone at.
Right.
At one time, it was the oldest family-owned Italian restaurant in the country. And you would smell them cooking roasted peppers in the morning. The old lady would start cooking that at the restaurant. You would smell, on Sundays, of course, the gravy / sauce blanketed the neighborhood. You would hear the church bells behind me, St. Paul's ringing.
Beautiful.
Same thing. If you want, you could close your eyes. You might think you're in Italy.
Same thing. Anyway, we had this guy that helped me out as a carpenter, and I'm like, Vinny, go. His name was Vinny too. Vinny, go cut me. I need a 2x4 cut, 2 3/4. And he brings it back, and he goes. I look at it, and I go, this is like an inch too big. And he goes in his Italian accent. He goes, inch and a half. Same thing anyway.
Oh my God, that's funny.
Wait, that's where a lot of my characters come from, were the people I grew up with. And it's like, some of these heads I do are like my old neighbors. Like we had this, I haven't brought her out in any of my reels yet, but every Sicilian, Hamilton was named, the city of Hamilton and Roccamuto, Sicily, are sister cities. If you look on Wikipedia, they're sister cities because so many people from Roccamuto immigrated to Hamilton, Ontario. Anyway, all the Sicilian, anybody over 80, all the old grandma ladies that were in Hamilton, we'd be playing football in the front of the house, and I'd almost like run over one of their kids, and the lady would come out on the porch. She'd go, watch for the kids. Everyone, Sicily Agro, Mrs. Restivo, everyone from Sicily had the same voice. Watch. I know your father. You watch.
Watch the rest with myself and Joe on part 2.